The intro that became a symbol of the studio's new direction, but I give it a plus entirely because of Shrek, who appeared in theaters for the first time in 12 years.
Starlight, star bright, have this wish, I wish, tonight. Once upon a time.
20 years later, Puss in Boots continues the traditions of the Shrek universe. The entire movie is a fairy tale. They state that directly. It even starts with the words, "Once upon a time, a wishing star fell."
It's Del Mar!
People of Del Mar!
Del Mar translates from Spanish as by the sea or from the sea. This sets the stage for the finale, as they will set sail on a ship belonging to the same governor.
Play a song!
No, I couldn't.
I couldn't possibly. Who is your favorite fearless hero? Who is your favorite fearless hero? Who's ever been touched by a blade? Who's in boots is never afraid. Who is your favorite fearless hero? Who is your favorite fearless hero?
My portrait!
The hit song about the hero, you already know it. The musical scene itself deceives the viewer and enriches the first part, setting the stage for the future. Specifically, Puss risks his life under the blades, dances in flames, and essentially defies the governor's property. I'll explain more later. The portrait of the governor with a skull has significant meaning. It's not even just a portrait. It's a scene from the genre of vanitas painting, common in the 17th century. In these paintings, ordinary objects were depicted as dull and lifeless, thus devaluing earthly achievements. The centerpiece of the composition was the skull, symbolizing the inevitability of death and the fleetingness of life. And Puss himself drew himself onto this painting. He signed himself up for death.
The outlaw Puss in Boots!
All the main characters will have their own wanted posters, each with its hidden meaning. For Puss, it's obviously the 8 crossed out lives. Here are 5 and 3 more. And there's the canonical sign of the initials Puss in Boots, which people recognize as often as they do with Zorro's mark, even though initially Puss was a direct reference to him, and now they're equally famous.
1 second.
Puss in Boots has never been touched! Governor, light it up!
Titan woke up and will attack the city because of the Puss' recklessness. Puss loses his head, claws his face in half, and sets off fireworks under himself. All his actions deceive the viewer because during the first viewing, we perceive him as a fun hero of legends. Of course, he'll outshine everyone there. But the true meaning of these actions will be revealed later and completely change our perception of this opening scene.
The rest of you, play double time! Spanish Splinter! Spanish Splinter!
Puss flies into Jack Horner's bakery sign, foreshadowing his appearance. There it is. That very frame represents the new visual style. DreamWorks gradually tried to change its animation style. I think it started first with the Boss Baby and the Trolls, but the key event was the success of Spider-Man. Then they tested it further in the Croods 2, Bad Boys, and the boldest move was with the Shrek franchise. All the new tricks fit perfectly with such an active action character like Puss in Boots, dynamic camera angles in battle scenes, vibrant colors. The lighting isn't realistic but slightly cinematic and 2D-like, if that makes sense. The sun here has glares, lens reflections, but at the same time the characters are illuminated, not realistically just like in 2D drawings. And okay folks, I've wanted to tell everyone this for a long time. Let's stop saying that all similarly animated movies are trying to emulate Spider-Man. Spider-Man was a key event, yes, but it wasn't the first. They have been adapting 3D graphics to a 2D style for a long time. For example, many games have been doing it for a while. It's like saying that all 3D animated movies today are just imitating the success of Toy Story. That's nonsense. Don't blindly repeat what the media folks say, let's think bigger. You can see how animators break down the animation in Puss in Boots. There are a lot of things there that weren't in other similar styled films.
Hey, Giant! Mercy from PUSS IN BOOTS!
The battle with the giant repeats the original fairy tale where Puss in Boots also defeated the giant.
Hey, you wanna see something cool?
I don't know about you, but it seems to me that the windmill forms a cross, as if above a grave, and the giant falls straight into the grave.
Good night! You're still here? Okay. The legend will never die!
Two important symbolic moments. First, the screenwriters intentionally made it so that after the victory, Puss had already left but returned because of his vanity. This trait is crucial for his relationship with Kitty. It's what destroyed him. Second, during the battle, the bell struck 7 times. The 8th strike landed on the final deadly blow.
Will never die!
It symbolized the 8 lives he lost.
How do I say this? You died.
The candles will constantly blow out when death is mentioned. Reference to the famous paintings by Cassius Coolidge, who has a whole series of paintings about dogs playing poker. In the death counting frames, there's the wolf. It's depicted in the corners with its scythes.
You are down to your last life. My prescription? No more adventures for you. Is there any safe place you can go? Any special someone you can rely on in this moment of need?
A subtle and precise strike to an important conflict between Puss and Kitty. You have someone to go to? In the end, Puss will go to Mama Luna instead of Kitty.
Another glass of cream. Make it your heavy.
I keep the heavy stuff in the back.
An interesting shot. Puss drank 8 glasses and now he's drinking the 9th, his last 9th glass. Yes, it represents his lives. The candles as a symbol of life, and of course, one goes out. I still see a cross on that chandelier, but I think it's going overboard, although who knows.
To retire.
Well. My compliments to your cobbler.
Thanks.
Following you for a long time. Right there.
Puss in Boots laughs in the face of death. Bounty hunter.
As soon as Puss mentioned laughing in the face of death, the wolf's claw immediately showed his irritation.
Everyone thinks you'll be the one to defeat me, but no one's escaped me yet.
A subtle hint at the truth about the wolf. After all, no one can escape death, right?
Fear me if you dare.
This is an important frame. We need to look at the character's eyes. The Puss's eyes are green, which in the Shrek universe is the color of good characters, while the wolf's eyes are red, the color of villains. But I believe the wolf is not a villain in this story. I'll explain it later. This is a movie rated 6+. I don't always see such intense scenes in higher rated movies. The whole world of Puss in Boots for the first time was shattered to pieces. Or maybe not. I felt true fear. All his appearances in the Shrek universe were always accompanied by giggles and laughs, a cool hero saving the world. But this movie is great because it completely shattered the perception of this character in instant. We still don't know why the wolf came for Puss and what for. We'll discuss that later. But there's a very important moment. The wolf's offer to raise his sword. Why did he do that if he could have killed him on the spot? That's a key moment that will be revealed in the finale.
Corre, corre, gatito.
I am no longer worthy.
We are gathered here today to say goodbye.
In Spain, chrysanthemums are usually brought to funerals, which now surround the Puss grave. Chrysanthemums are even called the flowers of Spain.
How's your home too? Your forever home. I shall call you Pickles. That's your party.
Again.
No, wait.
This is the end.
The whole scene with life in the shelter shows two factors that Puss is now deprived of. First, his adventurous life. Second, the presence of Kitty in his life. In the future, he will have to choose between these two factors because he now knows for sure that without them, he'll end up in that shelter. And the banter about other cats is an important plot detail because that's why the bears won't be able to recognize the cat, but will recognize his grave.
They're too small or too big. These ones are just right.
The first appearance of Goldilocks from the fairy tale The Three Bears. And of course, she said her famous phrase, too small, too big, these are just right. Their wanted poster also contains a symbolic implication. After the cuts, only one family remains, hinting at Goldilocks' main desire.
Oh, sorry. You're a talking cat? I'm a talking cat. Me, I don't have a name or a home. Oh. Want to rub my belly? I'm gonna be a therapy dog someday. When people feel bad, they can rub my belly. It'll make them feel better.
I want to be left alone. Was the legend so big, there was no room for anyone else?
The encounter with Perito doesn't seem random if you look at the basis of these characters. Although Puss and Perito are completely opposite characters in every way, from their thoughts and inner worlds to their animal species and posters. However, Perito's goal of becoming a therapy dog is essential for Puss in this story. I'll explain it later.
We're looking for a cat. This cat.
Puss in Boots! I found him! Puss in Boots. Dead?
He can't be.
The nose never lies.
All the characters come together thanks to good connectors. The bear's sense of smell to find Puss is entirely believable. Perito ended up in the shelter because it was a place for the unwanted. Puss ended up in the shelter because he lost his lives. Everything fits seamlessly.
The map is being delivered. Without it, we'll never find the wishing star.
The wishing star?
Think of what that could mean for us.
9 lives.
Because nobody steals from Jack Horner.
Not Jack Horner.
After the shelter encounter, diverge in different directions. Now Puss has a specific goal, to find the Star of Wishes. Perito's goal will accompany Puss, and all the subsequent characters will also revolve around the star. It all fits together.
Because he is me! Normally, I have a sword. It's like a whole thing.
The absence of the sword is an important detail that will manifest itself many times. You'll see. Jack Horner's house is illuminated in what color? Yep, red.
Mr. Horner, the Serpent Sisters got the goods.
The Serpent Sisters have no origin in fairy tales. They're original characters. Serpent translates as a snake, and they have tattoos of these reptiles near their eyes.
Look at all the magic stuff.
Yes, I collect enchanted objects, magic.
Get out! I'm walking on a magic carpet. Are those unicorn horns?
Baby unicorn horns, half as heavy, twice as sharp.
Jack Horner's entire office symbolizes his main goal of becoming a master of all magic and continues the main traditions of the Shrek universe, whipping their feet on Disney fairy tales.
About your payment.
You promised us our weight in gold.
Ever hear of the Midas touch?
Besides, he does come highly recommended by King Midas.
Cool dibs! I misjudged the situation!
Excellent wordplay. Jack Horner tricked the sisters with this wordplay and literally paid them their weight in gold.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Pools.
Kitty.
Oh, cool! Another member of the team!
We are not a team.
Trust me.
Trust you? Like I did in Santa Coloma?
Since their meeting, viewers have been wondering, why are they at odds? Because at the end of the first part, they seemed to be close. And this dialogue about Santo Colomo partially answers the question, but intrigues even more.
Accept this golden gift from PUSS!
The wolf repeated the ancient Greek tradition of placing coins on the eyes of the deceased. They did this for various reasons, so the dead wouldn't look into the eyes of the living, to prevent their eyelids from turning blue, and much more.
This, and that.
Warning.
Soft paws.
One of those. Jack? Yeah, in the face. Why? I gotta take that. Yeah. That was weird. Yes! Ready, boss! Flamethrower!
This one is right.
Mary Poppins' bag with tons of magical artifacts, each of which will play its role, and the carriage is pulled by the very unicorns whose horns Jack cut off.
This trip is going to be fun.
Follow this enchanted chart. It knows your path and knows your heart. Swamp of infinites. It's almost like the forest doesn't want anyone to make a...
The Dark Forest has simple but perfect for the plot rules. The map turns internal adversities into real obstacles. It's all absolutely logical, because the star wants the traveler to pass through their problems and make a reasonable wish, and those like Perito won't have to struggle. But to be honest, it's a writing cheat. The conditions simply create themselves. A good cheat, but lazy.
What's your story?
Back when I was a pup, a family full of pranksters, they tried putting me in a packing crate, a dumpster, put me in a sock with a rock in it, then throw me in a river. Never found them or my litter mate, so I guess...
Perito's backstory is completely opposite to everyone else who's searching for the Star of Wishes. Everyone else has something they dream of, but Perito is their complete opposite. He has nothing, yet he doesn't even dream about the star.
Gaining on us!
Okay.
A little orphan girl broke into our cabin and stole our hearts.
The big guns. Guess I over. Magic snacks. Save those for later.
Among all the things, they emphasized the food from Alice in Wonderland because it's important for the finale.
Defoliate, fly!
I'm not a magic locust. I'm your conscience.
I really did overpack.
Conscience? Oh my world!
Don't be near where I'm flame throwing!
Jack Horner is pure evil. He's the only one who overcomes obstacles without emotional growth, but solely with his wicked nature.
Okay, Kitty, I think I've got it now.
Trust me! Time, like this. Trust me.
The traditional cute eyes gimmick in this part has a plot significance. It will make sense in the finale.
I've gotten used to it.
Wait, what?
The beard.
Get it, please! Get this shitty thing off of me!
Great Puss in Boots asking for help?
Hey, help!
I won't make you beg.
The missing sword is a symbol of the Puss farmer courage. He lost it for the first time when he felt fear and will regain it, rekindling his will to live. And for now, the absence of the sword provides these excellent nudges. Without a sword, Puss can't shave his beard, learn to ask for help, and receive gatito.
Here, you can have my gatito blade.
And why did the screenwriters choose a stick?
Stick sword.
Perro, what are you doing?
Sorry.
To provide an opportunity for Perrito to get captured. That's how cleverly you can play with such a simple detail as an ordinary stick.
Make with the map, or we'll see what the unicorn horn.
You're not gonna shoot a puppy, are you, Jack?
Yeah, in the face. Why?
Jack, you can't just tweet stuff like that.
I can tweet stuff like this. Even with all the magic in the world, you can't magically change your
Let's get it!
I've got a plan. First one to the dog gets the wish!
An interesting fact, animators lower the FPS of the background characters to 12, while the foreground characters move at 24 frames.
Oh, you shot me!
Pero?
Thanks for the map, so
In the Battle of Three Sides, Puss's team emerged victorious. In previous clashes, they always won. Puss almost managed to get the map, but what specifically caused the failure? Puss's broken spirit. The wolf arrived at the most inconvenient moment, and from personal experience I can say that panic attacks take advantage of that. They always strike at the most inappropriate moment. An interesting detail, the wolf stands against the silhouette of a skull, hinting at his true nature. The choice of colors is also pleasing. The blue and cold contrast with the warm orange. Oh, this is my specialty. The panic attack was depicted absolutely correctly. The beginning of the attack, the symptoms and the aftermath. Being calm and slow breathing helps ease the attack, but they don't solve the problem with the trigger source. It's so accurately depicted. I can really see that the creators themselves have been through it.
What's going on with you, Puss?
I am down to my last life. I am afraid.
You should tell Kitty. She would
No,
understand.
she cannot hear of the end. Kitty will never trust me again. Santa Coloma was in the heist. Priest. And Kitty. I ran away then, too. I regret that day.
Finally, the backstory of Sancho Colomo is explained, and the branches of realization diverge in different directions. Kitty thought that Puss abandoned her at the altar because of vanity, but now she realizes that Puss did it out of fear. For Kitty, this changes everything. We understand why Puss doesn't want to talk to Kitty about his fear of the ninth life, because he still doesn't acknowledge his fear in front of her, whether it's fear of the altar or any fear at all. The camera doesn't show us Perrito when Puss talks about fear because he's afraid to even look Perrito in the eyes. The composition in the frame also demonstrates Puss's fear.
We'll get it back. We've been in worse pickles.
But who told you that name?
What name? You're the smash, I'm the grab.
find your wish, adjust your view. What seek may be right in front of you.
Right in front of us.
It looks like our cabin back home.
We've already learned Goldie's fate. The map revealed that her wish was already in front of her, and that is the house of the three bears. So she already has a family.
Maybe our wishes have been granted.
Just stop! This isn't real! None of this is...
An interesting detail, Goldie's fairy tale book from the orphanage library. Goldie constantly borrowed this book while other children only took it once. Among them are the famous characters Hansel and Gretel,
Hansel and Gretel!
as well as a subtle mention of Humpty. That's where his name is hidden.
Oh, you used to stare at it for hours.
A detail I saw somewhere on TikTok. On this page, each first letter in the lines foreshadows Goldie's fate. The letters form the phrase, "You already have it."
Too hard. Too soft.
Oh, this was it. A little orphan girl broke into our cabin and stole our hearts. The day when our world became just right.
The original fairy tale of the three bears ended with Goldie simply running away after encountering the bears. But in this universe, everything happened the opposite way. It continues the old Shrek tradition, where all fairy tales end differently, where the ogre lives happily ever after and the Prince Charming is left with nothing, where villains change their path and the orphan girl finds her family.
I was just remembering the last time I offered you my hand.
Kitty, but outside that church in Santa Coloma was the first time I ever felt fear, so I ran.
It's okay. It's okay.
You alone at the altar.
Puss, I didn't show up either.
Wait, what?
Whoa, what?
I knew I could never compete with your one true love.
Who?
Yourself!
Plot twist. It turns out Kitty also didn't come to the wedding, although I think she's lying here. Kitty came and was abandoned by Puss, but now she's saying she didn't come because she wants to focus on Puss's main problem, his vanity. Remember Kitty's wish and her main problem, trust. Sancho Colomo became a key event in the matter of trust. Kitty wants to find someone she can trust. If she hadn't come to Sancho Colomo, she wouldn't have had these trust issues, and instead there would have been, for example, a question of loneliness and a desire to find friends or a spouse. But in her conversations with Perito, she mentioned trust 100 times.
You know what trust gets you? Never have let my guard down, played and betrayed. And I play my cards close. Never trust anyone.
So yes, I'm sure Kitty was lying to Puss, saying she didn't come. The facts are on my side.
All of the magic in the world. For me, is that so much?
Yes, your wish is horrible. You're horrible.
What took you so long, idiot?
Puss and Kitty are using a technique from their old conflict, but now they're working together.
We could be happy without a wish.
Wish I had a family like this. From one orphan to another, Goldie, you won the orphan lottery.
Perito predicted Goldie's fate, just like with Puss and Kitty.
You had to trust somebody, right? I've only ever had one life, but maybe one life is enough.
He also gave them advice to stop chasing the star of wishes.
Favorite fearless hero.
This has been fun, eh? I've got to get back to Dog and Kitty. Those lives back. Become the legend again.
Puss in Boots walks alone.
I'll come with you.
Sorry, Pedro. Puss in Boots walks alone.
Puss in Boots walks alone. Was the legend so big, there was no room for anyone else?
Our perception of the opening scene has been completely turned over. This is the other side of the great Puss in Boots. Everything we've seen throughout the Shrek movie universe has finally been broken and destroyed. It's Puss himself who is his own enemy in this part. Neither the wolf, nor Kitty, nor Jack Horner are villains in this story, but Puss's vanity. These 8 villains are facing Puss right now.
You will always live a life of fear.
To crash the party with your past lives as deaths, as I like to call it. But you didn't even notice me, because Puss in Boots laughs in the face of death, right?
You are no bounty hunter. You are
Death. And I don't mean it metaphorically or rhetorically or poetically or radically or in any other fancy way. I'm gay.
I'm still alive.
I'm not a cat person. 9 lives? Absurd. You didn't value any of them. Why don't I do us both a favor and take this last one?
Go ahead, run.
Fire it.
The truth about the wolf is finally revealed, and everything falls into place. That opening scene takes on a different meaning because Puss didn't plan his actions at all. While it seemed to us that he was our favorite fearless hero saving the world, in reality, Puss was just flying by the seat of his pants. Considering that he didn't value the previous 8 lives, it's not surprising that death itself came after to Puss. No one in the Shrek universe has offended death as strongly as Puss. However, there's still one question. Why didn't the wolf take Puss's life when he lost the first battle? Why did he offer his sword and want to fight Puss? And why is death personified as the wolf? The well-known image of death with a scythe is portrayed as a skeleton in a dark hood. And considering that the wolf speaks Spanish even without Puss,
Corre, corre, gatito.
it's likely that death took the form that Puss himself understood. But the god of death in Spanish mythology is Santa Muerte. Her image would also look good in the movie, a colorful, fatal lady personifying death. However, Santa Muerte has more to do with the Maya and Aztec, not Spain. Therefore, I conclude that death chose the form of the wolf to resemble a certain night spirit, Gaueko. Gaueko is a wolf that frightens everyone at night. He particularly punishes those who try to show off at night, bragging that they're not afraid of the darkness. That reminds me of Puss's bragging, despite being so close to death. Stories about Gaueko are widespread precisely in northern Spain, and the black hood and scythes directly refer to the image of death, specifically one of the horsemen of the apocalypse symbolizing death, and also carrying a scythe. There may be something else from the Egyptian god of death, but the wolf has little from Anubis except for the wolf's head.
Just out there.
You go get Perrito. I'll find a way out of here.
Puss, we're here! Where's he going?
Puss ran away with the map from Kitty and Perrito, not because he deceived their trust, but because he is still afraid to admit his fear of death. It is this fear that Puss is running away from. So, the misunderstanding in this situation arises from a specific meaning.
What kind of wish can do all that, Goldie?
I can't tell ya. If you say what your wish is and it don't come true. Birthday wish rules.
Without lives to spare, I need that wish to get my lives back.
All of the magic in the world. For me.
I'm getting a family! Proper family!
Someone, anyone I could trust. But I thought I finally found that someone.
The last revealed wishes, and it just so happened that everyone who talked about their wishes fell under the birthday wish rule because the star did not fulfill any of the wishes.
Hey, I'm gonna bust you up, plumfuck!
That was weird. That was weird.
Mr. Horner!
Baby!
Mama, help!
I fell! You're the smash, I'm the grab.
Goldie repeats the same phrase as in the first half of the movie, in the same position, holding the bear by its chain with her staff.
You're the smash, I'm the grab.
When facing tough decision in choosing a bear family or human family, she chose her own family. There couldn't be otherwise.
I still can't compete with your one true love. Get your lives back. Just keep them out of mine.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with this. I've only ever had one life, but sharing it with you and Kitty has made it pretty special. Maybe one life is enough.
Perrito completes Puss's inner journey, also presenting him with a choice: 1 life with Kitty or 9 lives without her, and he will choose.
You gonna take the coward's way out, or you gonna fight? Pick it up. Pick it up. Lives flashing before your eyes?
No, just one.
Fear me if you dare.
Here's the key moment. The whole story makes complete sense. Puss enjoyed being a legend, but after seeing who he was, in the previous 8 lives, Puss realized that his wish wasn't to become a legend again, but to live his life with Kitty. To live his life with Kitty. And here's the second key point, the event in Santo Colomo.
But outside that church in Santa Coloma, first time I ever felt fear.
It was the first time Puss faltered, and the encounter with death was the second fear. It is fear that makes Puss retreat and run away, and to overcome it, he must stop backing down, for the sake of his last life, for the life with Kitty. Puss has something to fight for. casting aside his wish and taking up the sword. The journey is complete.
This is gonna be fun.
Everyone who watched the movie was shocked that in a children's animated film, where viewers are cheering for the main character, a cat, there are terrifying deadly battles and a frightening image of the demon of death. It's a bold decision, a daring move, and that's what we've been missing for years. The second coming of DreamWorks. Puss begins to defeat death, even though he lost the previous battle. What is the specific reason for his increased strength?
I will never stop fighting for this life.
Puss has started to value his life rather than fighting with a carefree attitude. But death wins the duel because it intends to take Puss's life. So what will be the specific reason for Puss to win? What has changed since their last encounter?
You can have my gatito.
Say hello to my gatito blade.
The meeting with Kitty is the reason. It is Kitty who is holding that dagger together with Puss right now. Ideally, there should have been some artwork with beautiful effects, but I ran out of money because Puss is fighting for his last life, for her and with her.
Pick it up.
With two blades, Puss is much stronger and this time defeats the wolf. Now the wolf's eyes are reflected in the scythes and he drops his weapons. Now Puss asks the wolf to pick up his scythes. In the battle when Puss wins, the background turns orange. It's the color of Puss himself, the color of candles symbolizing life. So in the movie it represents the color of life, while the red effect represents the color of death.
I came here for an arrogant little legend who thought he was immortal. But I don't see him anymore. Live your life, Puss in Boots. You know we will meet again, right?
See.
Excellent conclusion and excellent portrayal of the wolf as a character. That's why he offered to pick up the sword when they first met and didn't kill Puss when he had the chance. The wolf wanted to kill the 9th arrogant legendary cat, not just kill a cat for the sake of killing. He even offered the sword a second time, but at that time Puss wasn't ready. But now Puss is no longer the same self-absorbed braggart from the beginning of the movie. He's a cat ready to fight bravely for his last life. Now he fights cautiously, carefully, and most importantly, not alone, unlike his old self. This is the perfect resolution to the conflict between Puss and death itself.
The wish is yours. You deserve someone you can trust.
I don't need it. I've got what I wished for.
Magic snacks. I was worried for a second I would come out naked, but my clothes grew too. A light, star bright.
Burrito! Please don't make that wish. Please.
You having a hernia or something? So cute how you think that would work on me. Don't you know I'm dead inside? But
the combination of pre-prepared details fires 3 times in a row. First, the cookie from Alice in Wonderland, then Perito's eyes, and just edginess from Jack Horner.
Spanish Splinter!
3 characters willing to do anything for this wish, tear it apart with their own hands. We didn't expect this ending, but there couldn't have been otherwise. We believe in all of this. It's all revealed. The path of each character is clear. And the Puss in Boots once again defeats the giant, just like in the original book.
what did I do to deserve this specifically?
A reverse reference to the iconic scene from Terminator.
I'm sorry you didn't get your wish, Gold. I did get my wish. Everything is just right.
At the end of her journey, Goldie truly becomes a member of the bear family. Her dress gradually changes from blue to brown, matching the color of the bears. Her braids resemble bear ears. She has a scar above her left eye, just like Papa Bear. She wears earrings like Mama Bear and necklaces like Baby Bear. She even has fangs that appear during fights, just like those of the bears.
My boat! Puss and Boots! Team friendship?
Yeah, it makes us look ridiculous.
Where are we headed anyways?
To find new adventures.
To see some old friends.
Do we have time for bonus meme? Yes, we do! Fantastic! Bonus meme!
Wait, hold on. That means you died 8 times. You gotta tell me about one of them.
What about the trident?
Years ago, Delmar was ravaged by drought. When pirates stole Poseidon's trident, I knew its magic could bring rain to the town.
Within 40 seconds, the story has already begun, the goal is set, and there's intrigue because it's a story with a known outcome, Puss's death. Short films serve as a foundation for directing practice. In the story of claiming the trident, there is a bit of backstory for the main movie. We see 2 serpent sisters who retrieved the map for Jack Horner. It is this map that is on the captain's table. Although there are 2 of them, one of them may be fake. I remind you that the sisters brought the map in a chest. So yes, they stole the map from pirates somewhere.
What?
Stop.
In moments of danger, a similar red effect appears, just like when the wolf attacks. It's as if it signifies the approach of death.
Remember.
And other moments of danger are colored differently, just like Puss's previous lives in the Cave of Lost Souls.
Adios!
They stuck you in a cannon and then...
Well, not exactly.
Oh, this idiot.
Can't be good.
Well, hold on. If Kitty saved you, then how did you die?
Refused to admit that I saved his life.
I wanted to be shot from the cannon. Watch.
The intrigue surrounding Puss's death is played out in the best possible way. Here we have the rescue of Puss by Kitty, which describes their complex relationship and the Puss's old recklessness regarding his lives. All of this is not contradictory to the main movie. On the contrary, it complements it.
Kitty, one life spent with you is all that I could wish for.